Okay, so Atlanta, Georgia, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Jake Paul against Funky Ben. Last week, you spoke to him. You broke through the camera. You spoke to your former Olympic teammate. You said, Ben, you're representing us. Show him what you got. Use your wrestling. Play a little dirty. Do your thing. Unfortunately, 159 of the first round.
Goodness.
A right hand from hell knocks him down. Jake Paul defeated Ben Askren. You were weighing in. Everyone was weighing in. It was the talk of the combat sports world. It was talk of the sports and entertainment world. Here we are 2 days removed. And I'm just going to ask a simple question, and it's a complex one. And I know you could go in a million different directions. How do you feel about what happened Saturday night as Jake Paul, the YouTuber, knocked out one of the greatest collegiate of all time, one of the greatest American sportsmen of all time?
This is the problem with what happened last weekend, because all of those superlatives are true, right? Ben was one of the better wrestlers that we've had. He's one of the better United States. I mean, there are so many things to ONE FC champion, Bellator champion. There are so many things to describe Ben Askren. The one thing he isn't is a boxer, and we all knew that. But I mean, what a spectacle. I mean, what a spectacle on Saturday night.
Which part? Are you talking about Ben's physique?
The whole entire
are you talking about
the whole thing, from Pete Davidson interviewing to the YouTube people, to the TikTok stars, to the drugs on TV, to the robot, to Justin Bieber singing, to all the concerts. It was a 10-hour pay-per-view. It was a 10-hour pay-per-view with all the concerts and everything included. But I mean, when you get to Frank Mir fighting against Steve Cunningham, Regis Prograis, I mean, they mixed a real boxing match in between all that. Between
which ended in controversy, by the way.
Which ended in controversy.
Yeah.
That dude, people want to talk about Aljamain Sterling. I mean, come on. This dude, this dude was acting. But they mixed in a real fight between these two fights. Let's get to Ben. First off, Snoop pops so hard when Ben comes out to Parliament. Gotta have the fun. Snoop pops, right? Snoop's the man. Poor Mario Lopez tried to keep everybody on task. At what point does Al Bernstein go, how in the world? At what point did Al Bernstein ask? When did he ask? When do you think Al asked, like, how in the world did I get here from where I was? Ben comes out. Paul comes out. They're standing. Ben, for the first time, looks nervous.
You thought so?
For the first time, Ben looks nervous. In the build-up to this whole thing, Ben never looked nervous. For the first time, he looks nervous. The kid goes out. The kid starts to jab Ben to the body.
Mm-hmm.
Ben square. Snoop says at one point, Ben has a 1940 style of fighting.
Yes. Hey, that's
Ben
not bad.
that 1940 style. You better mix it up. Ben lands a nasty overhand right. I'm like, okay, Ben, okay. But then Ben is like not pressing him at all. This kid then throws the jab to the body, overhand right, drops Ben bad. I was actually okay with the stoppage because Ben would have got like really knocked out bad if they would let him keep going. But
before you continue, can I just say,
no,
utterly ridiculous to claim that was rigged, right?
Bad. Ben got punched so bad. Dog.
There are so many angles of this thing. He got punched with a right hand and he fell down to when he gets up, he's like stammering. Like the idea, you know who are the people who claim fights are rigged? The people who have never been punched. And I know people will be like, all right, I've been punched enough to know, and I've been around you guys to know.
By Dahlia for sure punch you.
But come on, rigged? That dude is not falling like that if it's rigged. I'm sorry. No one's that good of an actor. And this guy is his own promoter. So he is going to keep doing this. I see smart people saying, like, when are you going to fight a real guy? Why should he fight? He just did over 1 million pay-per-views. He's picking and choosing all this. The other brilliant thing that he is doing, DC, and this is not me like stumping for him or simping for him. This is telling it like it is and not getting so emotional like some of you crazies online. The other thing that he's doing that's brilliant is he's turned this into Jake Paul versus MMA. He is going after Who's the first guy he called out? Nathan Diaz. Who's he calling out? You. He's saying, and we'll let you respond to that. But it's very smart because why? The MMA fans get worked up, the fighters get worked up, the media covers him more than the boxing media. He has realized, oh, I could actually learn how to box better than these guys, and I can actually turn this into me versus MMA, and I'm going to make a boatload of money. So he is laughing all the way to the bank, and we are all feeding into it. But at the end of the day, let's break it down like this. This young man has skills, and he's a very good self-promoter. He knows exactly what he is doing, and it is working. And that's it. He picked a guy who couldn't fight anymore, who was done, who was broken. And unfortunately, oh, by the way, 20 pounds heavier, DC, than Ben usually fights. So that kind of probably gave him a chance to, take his foot off the gas. He was never really in tip-top shape. He's especially not in tip-top shape at 190 pounds. This was tailor-made for a beatdown like this. Now the big question is, where does he go from here? Guess what? He ain't doing much better than Ben Askren. I can assure you of that. Why should he? He's winning. He's making money. He's getting more famous. Why should he fight someone who is 20-0? He's not going to do it. There's no way. Stop believing it. Stop asking for it.
He won't. And Ben struggled. And you're right. The kid has fundamentals. He understands boxing, and he can continue to pick and choose. Look, man, this dude is he's smart in regards to how he's approaching this. Here's the thing. Here's where I spoke about it. I didn't like the way the guy was talking about Tyron Woodley.
So tell the people what happened. Tell the people what happened.
So Tyron was in there checking the gloves, right? Because that's what people do. In boxing, in mixed martial arts, your coach can go watch you wrap the hands. They can go check the gloves, especially in boxing. This guy starts talking to Tyron about, you don't know nothing about these gloves. But why? Tyron's just there to check out the gloves. Watch Jake get his hands wrapped. Tyron's a world champion. Tyron knows how to box. I understand this kid box, right? And this kid said, I'm signed to Al Heyman. But is he still signed to Al Heyman? Maybe he was, but he's lost fights. In boxing, you don't really get to lose 3 fights unless you're Manny Pacquiao, Juan Manuel Marquez, those types of guys. A guy named Jay Leon Love doesn't get to lose 3 fights and keep his contract. He doesn't have the value that would make people rush to still watch him fight once he started losing. But the way he was talking to Tyron as if Tyron wasn't on his level was very upsetting. So that's what I said, right? So then them dudes come at me. But the reality is this, and I learned this from a lot of people that I spend time with you, per se. There's a guy calling you out constantly, but you never respond to him. I'm not going to do that because you don't punch down. I'm not going to punch down and fight a guy that's on YouTube. It's stupid. I fought for world titles my whole life. Why would you start to punch down at a guy that's trying to, I don't even know. This dude would never fight me. I would kill him. It's like, why would I ever fight someone like that? But my immediate reaction was, I can't stand this kid. You know what I'm saying? So like, it works. It's like, I can't stand this kid. But who punches down? You don't punch down to somebody. I'm the guy that's in the Hall of Fame. I'm the guy that won 2 world championships at the same time. I'm not going to punch down to some kid on YouTube that's like, fight me. Like, why? What have you done to earn the right to fight me? So, no, it's silly and stupid. But I would like him to fight Tyron. I would like to see him fight somebody more real. Don't fight Ben Askren at 190 bloated. Fight a middleweight. Fight Luke Rockhold. Fight Luke Rockhold. Let me see you fight Luke Rockhold or somebody like that. And then I will not only say that you have base skills, I will say you're a real fighter. Because right now it's all pretend.